Hello there and happy Friday. This is Coach Becky with your Friday Fit Tip. Now, in the last few videos on Fridays, I've been showing you some ways to improve your flexibility through stretching. And I want to keep the stretching theme going on, but I did have a question, and that is, everything I've shown you has been ground-based on a mat with a stretch strap or whatnot. What does a person over 40 do when they're out and about and they want to go take a run? What types of stretches should you do before your run? Or maybe you're going to go out and you're going to get on a bike and cycle out somewhere. So bear with me. I'm going to throw a little wrench into your stretching plan. Don't stretch before you run. I know that sounds really scary, right? Wow, we're supposed to stretch before we run. Here's what I want you to do before you run or before you bike. I want you to run slower or walk, and I want you to bike slowly. I want you to warm up, because just standing there and stretching a muscle, I've been sitting for a little while in my office doing some work, my muscle's not really ready to be stretched. It's a little bit cold and stiff. So by prepping before you stretch, say walking before you run or running slowly before you run faster, same thing with the biking, but getting on your bike and going slowly before you go fast is a much better way to warm yourself up for that particular exercise. Now, let's say you have really tight quads, you have tight hamstrings, absolutely, hop off your bike and stretch. Hop off the trail and stretch. Maybe a little inconvenient, but if you're over 40, I swear to you, this is a better way to approach stretching. So now, we're out and about, we just got off the bike, or we just finished a walking warm-up of 3 to 5 minutes. What do we do with no mat and no stretch strap? Well, here you go. First thing I want you to do is stretch your calves. We're gonna lean into that stretch, and I'm gonna keep my back legs straight. I might be leaning into a wall, I could be leaning on my car, I could be holding onto my bike. I'm gonna stretch the major muscle in that calf area. Then I'm gonna bend at the back knee, and that stretch is going to go lower into my Achilles. I'm gonna hold these stretches anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'm gonna move on to upper leg in the front and the back. I'm gonna hold on to something like maybe my car, and I'm gonna stretch the front of my quad here, the front of my thigh. I'm gonna hold that for a little bit. Obviously, you're going to do both sides, but for brevity, I'm just showing you one side. Now, how do you stretch that hamstring? Normally, we do it on our back with our leg pulled up, right? But we're supposedly out in nature. How do we do that? Well, if you're a runner, you're gonna put your foot on your bumper of your car, because you probably drove somewhere to run. And if you're a biker, you're gonna put yourself up on your bike and lean against it. Here's what you do to get the back of the leg. Lean in, stick your butt back until you feel a nice stretch. Woo, I almost fell over. Nice stretch, and you've got a little tiny bit of a bend in your knee. You just don't want to hyperextend the knee, okay? So now you're getting a nice little stretch in that hamstring group. All right, now finally what you're gonna do is, let's say you have tight hip flexors. Really common for people who sit, and if you are cycling today and you wanna go up some hills, you're really gonna drive through that hip flexor in that cycling gait. So we want to stretch right in through here. How we can do that is lean or step into a lunge, tilt the pelvis. I'm squeezing this butt cheek, and you should feel a stretch right there. We can even make it a little bit greater by bringing the arm up and reaching slightly to the opposite side and back. That's going to get that hip flexor. This is exactly what I showed you on the mat a couple of weeks ago, but now we're in a standing position because I wanted to show you what to do out and about when you're not in a facility on a mat. Okay, so we got calves, 2 pieces of the calves, we got the quads, we got the hamstrings, and we got the hip flexors, which is a really great way to stretch the lower body when you're out and about after you've had 3 to 5 minutes of a slower paced cardio. So warm up, then stretch, then hit that outdoor cardio. This is your Friday Fit Tip from Coach Becky. Make it a great day.